Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Dawn here. So today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making 2 cards using 1 sheet of paper, and I'm not going to do my usual cards because I actually have these in my stash and I'm not 100% sure on what to do with them. So I thought to challenge myself even more, I'm going to use these ones, and they measure so they are 8 1/4 by 4 1/4, so they are quite big cards. So I thought what I'll do is, again, very similar to what I have done previously. So I've got all of my sentiments out, and the only thing I can use is this. So it is going to be a series because it has proved to be quite popular and you seem to like it and seem to be getting ideas for it, so I thought I would continue. So I'm just going to move this out the way. So what I thought I would do was, I've got these flowers, so I'm going to actually cut down just here, and then I'm going to fussy cut out these flowers. So let me just do this, and so that I don't bore you, because this is the other side. So this side is like a green pattern, which is really, really pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera, I'm going to fussy cut these flowers, and then I will be back to you. Okay, so I'm back. So what I've done is I've actually cut these down to size. So these will fit onto my card bases, just like that. And I have got it so that there is a slight border. And I get it there. Oh, sorry, not in the camera. So I've cut them down for the card bases, and I do have both sides, so I'm thinking that each card's going to have a different side. So let me just get the other card base, and then that one will go on there like that. So these are the 2 different card bases. I'm wondering if I can pull out, see if I can, nope. There we go, that's a bit better, isn't it? Right, okay, so now you can see both. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I've then got these off-cut bits, so as in my usual style, I'm thinking of putting that there. So I'm doing like a negative of each. So it'll be more or less the same design but of different things. And then I haven't cut them all out. I've cut out 4 full flowers, 1 with just a little bit missing, and then these 2. So what I thought I would do is I would actually, on this one, I would have the flowers arranged and put a little bud in, something like that, maybe a few more buds. So I did cut out so maybe something like that, so I might need to cut out a few more. And then on this one I thought actually that I wouldn't do this one, and actually needs to go up in this corner, so I might move this over here. Have that there, and then I've cut out a couple of the circles which I thought I could just add in one of the corners, so something like that. Actually I don't like those, so they can go. I just thought I'd see if it would work, but I am thinking that maybe I need yeah, another few flowers. So I'll cut this one out, and then I will cut this one out as well. But I'm loving doing this because it is actually a challenge. I have so much scrapbook paper that, yeah, you know, half the time you'd never know what to do with it. And I only buy it because it's all pretty. And then I end up hoarding it. And then, you know, it just came to me that why don't I challenge myself into making a couple of cards out of 1 sheet and just using some sentiments. So that's where the idea has come from. And I love doing the last 2. So I'll leave links to them. If you haven't already seen them, I will leave links to them in the description box below so that you can go back and you can have a look at them. But I think I'm going to make this a weekly thing, and I think I'm going to release the video every Monday until I run out of paper, I think. I'm not sure. But yeah, but for the foreseeable future, I will do this every Monday. And I release, when I do my videos, I do release them at 12 o'clock normally. Unless I'm doing a collaboration, or I sort of like my magazine videos that I do. So as soon as the magazine comes through the door, I tend to make something straight away, and then I always upload them ones straight away. Same with my unboxings, and same with my hauls. So those ones I just upload as and when I do get them. So yeah, so far so good. And then just gonna, so I'm not sure what paper pad this actual paper is from. If I remember rightly, I bought this from, it's either from B&M or The Works, but it was when I very first started. But I'm hoping this sort of shows you that you don't have to just stick with 6x6 cards. I am going to try loads of different size cards as well throughout. So I'm not just going to do 6x6. I'm going to do small cards. I'm going to do big cards. This shaped cards. We're just going to try. I mean, the bigger the cards, obviously I won't be able to do two. I'll just do the one, because I do have some. I want to say door ones, but I don't think they are called that. It's where they sort of fold. It's an A4 sheet, and you fold one bit from one end and one bit from the other end, and then join in the middle. Really hope you understand what that is, what I'm trying to explain. I have done a couple of cards now like that, so we'll see. I'm quite liking that. Do I need? I'm thinking I need just one more. Right, let's have a look. And then it's just finding a sentiment. I should have known to actually do all of these, but I get impatient. I get ideas in my head. I love fussy cutting, but when I've got a project in mind, or when I've got an idea and I'm fussy cutting something for a project, then I can get quite impatient. So I tend to just fussy cut a few, and then I start building up what it is that's in my mind, and then working from there. And yeah, and then always end up having to do more, like cut more bits out, which is typical. So nearly done this, and then oh, excuse me. And then what I'm thinking of doing is, so all my elements, including this this piece of card here. Sorry, I'm off screen. It's because I'm talking away to you and I'm not paying attention to the camera, which I really should have been. So yeah, so I'm going to raise those bits up as well, and then all the flowers, and I think that'll look nice, and I think it'll add dimension. So yeah, I like that. Right, okay, just move those little bits. So in my stash, as you'll have seen from the other two videos, I do have quite a few sentiments that I can use, and they are all just freebies that have come with magazines. So it's yeah, I like that. I think that goes quite nice. So I'm going to put that one there, and actually, and do you know, that works perfectly, doesn't it? Oh, that one, and I think that one, yeah, I think they work. I think they look lovely. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my chair. Right, so what I'm going to do is move this one to one side, and let's get all this one stuck down. So all I'm going to do is, when I open it up, is get my double-sided tape. Yeah, and then we're just going to use my double-sided tape just to stick this down. You can use anything you want. You can use glue, you can use double-sided tape, you can use foam pads, you can use, yeah, you can use whatever you find works for you. I prefer the double-sided tape just because it just makes life easier. So, and then we're going to stick this down like that. And then I've got some foam tape here. So I'm just going to tip them off, and then I'm going to put some of my foam down on the back just to raise it up to give it a bit of dimension, because I think that'll really help with it. So like this, and then once I've done this, well then I've got I'll show you them in a minute, but I'm going to see what they're like. I'm going to use them on the flowers, but I found them in my stash. I was actually given them, so I thought, why not use them? So I'm going to put that just there like that, and it's these, which are pop-up foam squares, squeeze flat, spring back. So these would actually be quite good, wouldn't they, if you were posting stuff out, because obviously you can, with the post being the way that it is, any sort of dimension, and yeah, it's just ridiculous. So I'll use two. They feel very strange to use, that I will admit. And then take this back off. So we'll start you. Wow. Okay. So I don't know if you can see that, but that is very, very dimensional. Very dimensional indeed. So I don't think I'm actually going to use them. Yeah. Because they are really, really, they're not as, yeah. Oh. And I can actually put them back on if it wouldn't stick to me. So that would be for some, for different projects doing, yeah. But I've never seen them before. Yeah. I'll probably use them on something else. Probably when I've got a bigger bit like this that I need to do. So, right. So we'll just do these ones. Oh, it's stuck to my finger. So yeah. Well, the weather at the minute is, well, the time of recording, the weather is terrible. It has been really, really bad for the last few days. I mean, it's perfect for me because it just means I get more time in my craft room. My daughter's at school, so my husband has just nipped out. So I actually have the house to myself again, which is getting to be very nice because I seem to be having the house to myself quite a lot recently. And trust me, I'm not complaining, because when it comes to recording, it means I get to do full length videos for you guys where I actually can sit and just talk my my heart away. So, forget off. So yeah, last bit. And then we'll get this, oh no, this one, and then we'll get these stuck down. And then for the sentiment, again, I'm going to use my foam tape to make it more dimensional, because I just think it looks better. So let's, there we go. However, I am going to have to put some extra on it because it goes over this. So because I don't want it to dip down, I've already put a piece of foam tape on. I'm just going to take another piece of foam tape and just put it off to the side so that when I stick it down, and I'll show you, it'll all be one level, and it just makes it, there we go. So there's no dipping in it, it just looks so much better. I don't even think that's straight. Oh, it's really, really sticky stuff as well, so I don't think I can actually do much about it. Let's have a look. No. There we go. No, do you know what? I've absolutely messed that up big style. So, right, let's get rid of that. It's because I wasn't concentrating. Too big. What else have I got in here? Oh, I've got exactly the same. Perfect. But what I am going to do, what have I done with it there? Yeah, I'm just going to cut this bit off because we don't need it. Like that. And then that should just fit nicely in there. But I am also going to just snip off the corners on all sides. There we go. Actually, I'm going to cut this side down a bit more. Yeah, I like that. Right, so I'm not going to put on the foam tape. I think I'm just going to use normal double-sided tape for this one, because it does fit in and I think it'll look nice. So you see, it's okay to change your mind, and the good thing about when you use double-sided tape or the foam tape, as long as you're quick, you can usually, if you've made a mistake, you can usually just take it up and it'll all be fine. But you have to be quick. So if I started to rip that up in a couple of minutes or so, it would actually rip my paper. So yeah, so you sort of need to try and catch your mistake quite quickly, really. And I think I'm changing oh, my words have gone. The composition. I'm changing the composition from how I had it, which is typical because that's what we do. But I sort of know what, like how I want it and where, and how I want it to look. So I think as long as you know that, you're okay. But I am thinking, do you know what would look lovely? If I had my Nuvo drops, if I could actually use my Nuvo drops just to add onto them, I think that would work really nicely. Right, okay, so there we have it. So there is our first card done with one sheet of 12 by 12 paper. So I'm going to bring in this card, so very similar. However, I'm thinking, because we've got dimension to this one, as you can see. So what I'm thinking with this one is to actually keep everything flat. So start off with the double-sided tape and put that so we can stick this down like this. If I can get it off. And then let's see. Oops, see. Oh, right. Try not to mess it up. See, I'm not doing very good today. My coordination honestly goes completely, and I've got it upside down. Right, let's try again. Third time lucky. There we go. Honestly, yeah, it's one of them days. I'm not actually on the best of days, and you probably can tell the way that I'm sort of talking. I'm quite tired, but like I say, I love crafting. Crafting sort of keeps me sane. It keeps me going. So all is well. Right, okay. So again, I'm just putting double-sided tape on the back because I don't want this dimensional. I do want it quite flat. There we go. I'm going to do the same again with this one, so I am going to cut it down just because I do think it looks better, and cut it down on this side, and then I am going to snip at the corners just to give it some extra interest, like that. So that will just sit there. So again, some more double-sided tape, like this. And then, perfect. Right, and then I'm going to bring in my glue for these, just because it's going to be so much easier, because they are small and quite fiddly. So this is, it's just normal PVA glue, and it is actually PVA glue this time, because I did refill it the other day. So yeah. So we're going to have this one up in the corner, because it is a corner one and we don't want to waste. So there's that one. Oh, I've done this wrong. I've now done it the wrong side. Right, okay, we're just going to have to wing it. Yeah. Honestly, I'd forget my head if it wasn't screwed on. So I'm going to have this one down here. Just there, because why not? And have this one maybe here. And maybe that one there. So not how I intentionally wanted it, or how I'd planned, but yeah, that's just me. Okay. And there's that one. So I'll bring the other one back, and then we can have a look at them. Okay, so I've just tidied up my desk just a little, just so that it wasn't distracting. So this is it. This is all I've got left out of the 12 by 12. So I am going to fussy cut that flower out and just put it into one of my drawers, which is off to the side. So we started off with this one. So we did the flower for the background, and then the other side we've done popped it up, and then just did a flower arrangement, and then I had this thinking of you. And so this is the first one. I think it looks absolutely gorgeous, so really pleased with that one. And then we just did the opposite to what we did with the first one on this one, but this time it's all flat. And again, I think they are two very beautiful cards, and they were made just from one sheet of 12 by 12 paper. I mean, really, how awesome is that? So yeah, so anyway, thank you so much for watching. Do keep an eye out every Monday for the one piece of paper, 2 cards challenge that I'll be setting myself, and I will be doing it until about November time, because then I'm thinking of starting to do my Christmas crafts. So yeah, so do keep an eye out. I will link the first 2 if you haven't seen them. Yeah, and hopefully you'll give it a go and you will try it yourself. And if you do try it, I would love to see your creations, because that's what it's all about. It's all about inspiring you guys to create. Please do subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and leave me a comment in the comment section below if there's anything you want to know, and hopefully I will see you very soon in my next video. But until then, happy crafting. Bye!